Okay, I'm talking to New York Times best-selling author of the book Vision, Your Pathway to Victory, Gordon D'Angelo. Gordon, a real pleasure to have you.
Thank you for having me on the show.
So, Gordon, one of the areas that you specialize in, and I think that you're so well known for, especially from your book, is your ability to help people envision the future and think forward. Now, you know that I'm working on a book with Susan Polgar, the world chess champion, about how the strategies of chess can be applied to investing, but vision in and of itself is a strategy. What strategy would you recommend to investors today to follow if they want to achieve their dreams?
Well, it's really simple, is that they have to define what winning is. Is winning accumulating X amount of money in what period of time, or is winning just going through the motions? And the reality is it's always defining the end result, how much money you want to make over a certain period of time. If that is winning, and that's the measurement you have to apply to yourself.
Okay, so that's the big picture, meaning you're saying that someone can look forward to try to decide how he wants to, really how much money he wants to have at some point in the future.
And clearly that number and that period of time is different for everyone. But if you go ahead and say, look, I want to save an extra $100,000 over the next 3 years, you can measure if you're on track. 6 months go by and you're not at 20, you say, oh my God, I'm not on course. But at least you know this. You're not being fooled by activity. And most people in life get entrenched in the activity and not in the end result.
All right, fooled by activity. I really like that. I really like that phrase. On the other hand, that's the big picture you described. There is some activity we have to do, which, as chess players would often talk about, might be the tactics. Which piece do you move when? If you had to give an investment tactic, something people could do right now to improve their financial situation, how would you guide them?
Well, first I would define again the end result. I can't emphasize that enough. But the second thing is we make a mistake in trying to accomplish everything by ourselves. You know, trying to succeed financially means this. Go and access the power of other people who have succeeded financially. Ask them some of their thoughts. Ask them the pathways that they took to become successful. You don't have to use that pathway, but now you know some things that you might want to, roads you might want to take, and you might hear some journeys you might want to avoid. But there are a lot of people that are willing to share their successes and even the activity, if you want to call it, on that pathway to success with you, rather than you trying to figure it out or experience it yourself. You save literally tons of time, which I think is a bigger asset than money, and it puts you on a straighter course.
All right, so let me go right to you then. Gordon D'Angelo, can you share with us one of your secrets to success?
Yeah, one of my secrets to success is I had measurements. You know, I remember being much younger and saying, okay, when I get to a certain age, I want to have X amount of money in my retirement account. And if I had money that wasn't in my retirement account, I could use that, let's say for fun things or for personal, a car or a house. But for retirement, I always had a pathway marked, indented by periods of time where I had to hit certain goals, and that comes first. You hear a lot of people say, pay yourself first, or, think of yourself first. Well, I thought of my particular goals, and of course, as long as I was on course with that, the extra amount gave me the freedom to do, other things, whether giving to charity or helping people or doing just personal fun things.
All right, we're talking to Gordon D'Angelo, New York Times best-selling author of Vision, Your Pathway to Victory. He's been talking to us about the big picture strategy that he says is simply choosing, making something you can measure that's maybe far in the distance, and then the tactic that he started talking about is taking the steps in order to achieve that. Gordon, frankly, the idea sounds great, and we've heard this concept said in many ways, and you do say it very clearly, but sometimes it's one of those things that clients will say, it's easier said than done. You're describing something that sounds very black and white, but real life doesn't always seem to be that way. How can you help people along those lines?
It isn't. Real life is anything but black and white, and it's very, one thing you can be sure besides death and taxes is change. And so life will continually change, and there'll be ups and downs. But on that journey, you need to be armed very well. And again, our biggest mistake that we don't arm ourselves with is the tools to deal with whatever's coming next. I call my company is called Next because of what you just said, is that whatever happens in life, you have to stay next. And what I tend to believe is that if you get more people involved, transfer energy. You know, if you had this wonderful seed in your pocket that could produce the best fruit that there ever was, the best taste, the best texture, the healthiest fruit, what good would it be if it sat in your pocket? The seed needs to be planted. It needs to get the nourishment of the ground, the nutrients, the sun, and the water. And so does your ideas. So how you do that is you make contact with other people. And you descriptively define your vision, and you say, how would you handle this? Or what do you think of it? And do you have any ideas I can help my seed grow better? And how did you make your seed grow? And you'll be surprised at the openness and the resources that they will allow you to access that you didn't think you had a chance. Oh, that person's going to let me talk to people in their company. Oh, this person's going to tell me about several companies he thinks are going to do well. Maybe I should invest in. This person's going to give me other investment opportunities I never heard of. That's the kind of thing you're going to find comes to you.
I think that's great. That's also a super way to view humanity that you feel, and my guess is because the way you're describing to us is that you feel that people are out there and they really do want to help each other. Even successful people aren't necessarily holding their cards close to their chest. They're willing to share their ideas with you, which quite frankly is what you and I are doing on this podcast right now. One of the areas, of course, that a lot of people suffer from is they get easily distracted. They run off chasing a rabbit down a hole, and then before they know it, a year or 2 or 10 have gone by, and they kind of lost track of their vision. How do you suggest people stay on track?
Well, rabbit trails are probably the biggest cause of failure in life. Just think of being a student and you're in class and you hear a song, somehow that you really like, and you start, humming that song. Well, guess what? You can hum the song or miss the whole lesson in school. Or if you're driving and you see, something that you're staring at, and guess what? Your car crashes into a truck. Any distraction can kill you. And it certainly could dilute the vision or the intention you set out to do. So you have to ask yourself, am I getting closer to my destination, or am I going on another rabbit trail? And sometimes the smarter you are, the more rabbit trails present themselves as what I would call tempting, alluring ideas that are really designed to distract and take away your vision. They're tempting killers, I'll call them. So you have to be very cautious of that. And the smarter you are, you get more of those because you keep getting more ideas. Your mind's capable of digesting and making opinions on more things like a chess player. But, to give you an example, when you're playing chess, are you thinking about bridge? Are you thinking about football? Are you thinking about checkers? No, you're thinking about chess. And that when you're thinking about investing or you're thinking about having a vision or making a lot of money, whatever your goal is, that's what you should be focused on.
Wow, that is a really good, great almost conclusion. Gordon, we're just about at the end, but what we like to do on every show is ask our guests to leave us with one bit of wisdom or one quote that really excites them, something you can leave us with today that we're going to all turn off the show and say, wow, Gordon said, what a great idea. Let me go ahead and try that. So what have you got for us?
Well, I'll tell you a couple. One is I write down exactly what you want by when. So what is it you want and by when do you want it? And make sure you access the power. And you will find, you said it earlier, that humanity is willing to help you. There are people that are going to say no, but you will be shocked at the people of high net worth, high intelligence, and high resources that will say, yes, I will help you. Here's my idea. Here's what I think, and call me if you need more help. You'll be shocked. And that will get you to your vision quicker and more successfully and happily.
Wow, I think that's great advice. I also just want to share with you, Gordon, that I have found the exact same thing. When I've had questions about my business or about investing, I always wanted to go to successful people, and I simply would call them up. And I'd say, hey, I'm Doug Goldstein. I'm working on a book, or I have an investment client. Could you spare a few minutes for me? And the most successful people always seem to be the ones who were more than happy to spend the time to help. And I like to try and do the same thing, which is to help people, down the line. Each person helps the other one out. So Gordon, let me help you and ask you, can you tell us all, how can people learn more about your work?
Well, they can, go to the website called visionworkbook.com and learn a little bit more about that, or look up my name on Facebook, and we will be glad to respond to everybody we have, and we'll help in any way we can. Proverbs says that a wise man has many advisors, so all of us should have more advisors.
Amen to that. Gordon D'Angelo, thanks so much for your time.
Thank you.
You've been listening to the Goldstein on Gelt show with money maven Doug Goldstein. Doug's weekly radio show is heard around the world, but if you miss it, you can download the podcast at www.goldsteinongelt.com. The Goldstein on Gelt show gives you up-to-date financial ideas so you can get on the path to financial freedom. If you'd like your questions answered on the air or off, send Doug an email to doug@profile-financial.com. It's your money for your future, so join Doug every week to build your wealth on the Goldstein on Gelt show.